Hello there everybody, this is Reggie Time here and we're having a bit of fun today. We're going to be playing some 8-game mix on Pokerstars. There could be potential for plenty of screw-ups in this because we're playing different games at different tables, so I could end up screwing up royally, but hopefully it'll be a nice introduction to mixed games for anyone who's not really played them before or what have you. I'm by no means an expert in most of these games. I think I'm okay at Omaha High-Low, Limit Hold'em, whatever. I'm a bit shit at that. You know, I understand the rules of most of the games that I think's in the mix, but I don't even know what the whole mix is. We're just gonna have some fun with it, and yeah, just see what happens. I think it's nice sometimes to mess around and just play some different variants of poker and just expand your general poker knowledge. Learning other games, in my opinion, can be really quite good for our overall poker. Even if you don't really want to move into other games long term, just learning other games and learning different concepts from other games, and then maybe thinking how you can apply them to your current game can all just help. It doesn't hurt to be. I think you're much better to be a better, much rounded poker player than you are to just kind of just have one string to your bow, because who knows where the games are going. No Limit Hold'em might be the king cockroach now, but who knows what's going to be the game of choice in 2 or 5 years time. Mixed games seem to have been really popular this year with the WSOP in terms of the streams, people watching them, people enjoying them. Jason Mercier has certainly helped promote mixed game interest, I believe, within the poker community. I think just having a look at them certainly can't hurt. I think we're just going to call here with the ace. We have the ace and the deuce, which is really good in Omaha High-Low. We have a nut flush draw. We have some other stuff going on. But 3-betting, there doesn't seem an awful lot of value to 3-betting to me. We flopped 2 pairs. Probably could have just led out there, I guess. It might be a mistake not leading out. I guess we're going to raise. And now we're playing Limit Omaha High-Low over on table 2. 10's a pretty shit card because now we have no low draw, do we? I don't think we have a low draw. And now our high hand's just gone for a fucker, so I'm probably just going to check fold here now, I think. I'm not going to defend the a6 jack in high-low. And now we have 3 pairs and the flush gets there. So we don't have a low hand, and our high hand probably isn't much good, so we're just going to check fold, and we chop the pot, so it's okay. How are we doing there? Did we, yeah, when we were kind of in good shape on the flop. He had a gut shot, I guess, double gut shot for the high hand, but we were in good shape on the lower part of the hand, I think. Again, I'm by no means an expert on these games, but I quite enjoy playing them and try to learn new things. Which game? Raz. Oh, I like Raz. Raz is absolutely one of my favourite games. Of when I'm not playing Hold'em. Hold'em's clearly my favourite game, but I've always had a soft spot for Raz. I'm just going to fold the King 5-9. We have a deuce showing, but we have 2 pretty rubbish side cards here. And it looks like, did he bring it in? He's got a 3 up, he's got a queen, so obviously we're not too worried about him at the moment. But because of this, well, I guess we can call once and then see if we can hit a good turn. Now, that's clearly a terrible turn for us. He's just got such an advantage now. We can't continue. It'd be foolish to try and continue in this spot, I think. We'll just be folding the Jack 8. Pairs are clearly absolutely atrocious in Raz. For those of you who don't know, I'll try and explain the rules as best I can. Please don't slate me when it comes to the games I don't know very well. With Raz, we're just effectively trying to make the the best low hand we can. Like ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5 is the best hand in Raz. I think the next best hand in Raz is like ace, deuce, 3, 4, 6, something like that. Basically, you kind of just draw into try to make the lowest hand possible. So we've got a board advantage against him now, and we are drawing to an 8 low at the moment. So we'll certainly try and bet, to try and make him fold. It looks like we're going to win that pot most of the time. 8-3-6, not the worst starting hand in the world. Not many high cards out there, so we're certainly going to call and see 4th straight. I'm going to try and either hit a nice low card ourselves, or hopefully one of these guys hits a high card. That isn't great for us now. Queen gives him a significant advantage over us, but I think we're going to call one more time because we are drawing to an 8 at the minute. And now he's paired, which is really good for us, so now we can just lead out, in my opinion. We've got 2 draws at an 8 low, and we just pick the pot up. Happy days. Now we're running back with the bringing. So yeah, with Raza, and I apologise if I did get the slight ranking of the hands wrong. I mean, I'm not sure if it's ace, deuce, 3, 4, 6 is like the next best hand. I guess it is. I think it is, but I'm not sure. Deuce, 3, 3, deuce out. I'm just gonna, even though we've got a reasonable starting hand, I'm just gonna let the 9-7 go. That could have been a mistake. Yes, 7-5 jack. That could have been a mistake. I wasn't concentrating there. I do apologise. I was scratching my eye and I was only looking out of one eye. In fact, it was absolutely a mistake to fold the ace with 7, I believe. We're just going to raise and take this now, I would imagine, with our ace, even though we have horrendous side cards. Again, starting with the pair is not really good, even though we kind of have an okay like 7-5. But starting with the pair isn't something we're going to want to do in a hurry. Oh Christ, we're playing limit stud now. We're not playing Raz anymore. This is going to be a frequent mistake that I could possibly see myself making. Try and steal with that ace 4, 3, 7. We've got a pocket pair of 4s. So bring it in for a raise. I'm not going to see bet the ace 4. Being re-raised, it almost certainly means he's got a pair of queens in his hand. If his limit stood high low, I'd consider continuing, but we're just going to fold. Which might be weak, I'm not sure. So I don't pretend to be good at any of these games. I'm not for a second saying I'm good at limit stud. I understand the mechanics of the game, and that's about as far as it goes. But we only learn by trying, don't we? I don't think there's an awful lot of limit stud strategy content anywhere to be found, so you know, we're going to learn as we go along. And we now have a trip 7s. There's no low on board. I'm just going to assume we have the best hand with our trip 7s, and we take the pot down. So we flop 2 pair in the limit Omaha high-low on table 2. Probably not going to be, won't end up with too much money in the pot, but obviously we're not going to fold in limit. He raises with the 7 up. We don't have much going on king 5-3, so we'll just let it go. Probably raise here for value with that bottom 2 pair, I think. And at first I wasn't liking it, but the fact it's just limit, it does prevent people from like repopping us for huge amounts of money. So I guess we can raise, and now we're just going to give up. Am I going to give up? The thing is, we haven't got the nut low, we've got shit 2 pair. Yes, we are just going to give up. Whether not low there, obviously we'll continue, but not when we've just got like a shitty low and not much high card. There we go. We would have definitely lost both of those pots. 3-7-5, starting with 3-2 a flush and 3-2 a straight, which feels like it's a good hand. Kept you raised with the 5 up though, so we'll just call. And now we're back playing limit Raz. A 5 showing. Obviously we expect to get some action from Dak back here, but we're going to continue with sure. We're going to continue betting in the stud. We've now picked up a good shot to go with our 3-2 a flush. We both got deuces and 5 showing, but we're paired here, so we're just going to pretty much just give up this hand or hope to hit a really nice card on 5th Street. I think we're just going to give up this Raz hand because we're paired. I'm not going to fold to this check raise in the stud table. So now we've got like a pair. It's not much of a flush out. We have a good shot as well though. We could easily have trips at this point. But we're high low. And we have a... Yeah, we have to continue with the low part of the pot. That's queen is dreadful for us. Now we're just shooting for a low. If we can hit a 6, that would be tremendous. Oh, we do hit the 6. Now we've got a low and we've got a straight. There's a very good chance we're going to scoop this pot, which is kind of what split games are all about. It's all about playing for the scoop. Do we scoop? Yes, we did get the scoop in. Good stuff. That's kind of what limit games is. I used to like misplay limit games, so we split pot games quite often. Because I was constantly just focused on always aiming for the low and just letting the high hand fall where it did. It's the strategy that I learned from the Super System, but now I believe that after watching like quite a lot of WSOP content, I believe that playing hands that can scoop is really quite important. We've got an ace up here. We don't have much else going on. I'm going to fold it. So yeah, with the fact we had like there, we had a low draw and the high draw with the straight. You know, just, I have no idea what the odds of us hitting that 6 were. They were probably quite slim. But the fact that we're just making a low would have probably chopped. Well, definitely would have chopped us the pot. And then, you know, you're free rolling the high almost, aren't you? Unless he bought it up because he did have trips showing. As I said, this isn't meant to be in any way any kind of training video. I just think it's interesting to make some content and just have some on my channel that's something that just isn't no limit hold'em. What we're playing here, limit Raz. I'm going to try and steal this pot. We're definitely going to get through the jack, or you'd imagine we're going to get through the jack, and if we don't, we've got 2 pretty nice low cards here to help us out. Well, I'm pretty sure the bump face is probably just going to fold. So again, limit stud high low, pretty good starting hand, 3-2 a flush. And 3-2 an 8 low, which is pretty good. Back to Raz over here. Oh, we're still playing Raz, sorry. How confusing. 9-9-5 is not a good Raz starting hand. We're going to call this raise. Not sure what's going to be the real on it, but you know. 3 is a pretty bad card for us, even though we have paired up. Just going to check. Probably going to call this 50 cents. Hope to catch really good on 5th Street. We do not catch really good on 5th Street, and I think this adventure is going to be over. But we've caught a nice starting hand on Raz. We've got a hidden ace. We've got the 3-6, so we're drawing to a 6, which is pretty damn nice. And we might get some action from Dak back with him having a 3 up. catching a 6 is not nice. This guy, he really should bet there. His board's like quite a lot better than ours right now. I don't think he's going to fold, so there's not really that much point in betting. I think we're probably going to lose this pot. And we are going to lose this pot. Open the ace king on the stud table. A few twos out here. We're going to let the ace go. Can try and keep the initiative with the ace king, although I think the 6 really isn't good for us. But the fact we've got like a king jack 10 up now, we've got 2 shots at a queen, we've got absolutely no low potential. This guy's clearly going for a low, I would imagine. But we haven't even paired up yet, unfortunately. But we're going to keep betting because, well, I'm not even sure, that could be a really big mistake. Hopefully we're going to win the high hand now, and hopefully he doesn't yet have a low. I think we have to have an 8 low. I could be wrong, but I think he has to have an 8 low to qualify in these split pot games. I'm going to bet and just hope he doesn't scoop us. If he raises it, it'd be pretty grim, because he's probably going to have a flush and a low. He folds. Wowee. Did not expect him to fold. So now what we're back to now. We are now playing No Limit Hold'em, which is unquestionably going to be the most boring section of the mix. Who wants to play mixed games? And you know, you play mixed games to get away from No Limit Hold'em, in my opinion, not to fucking play it, but whatever. So I could have just completely butchered that last stud hand. Last stud high-low hand, sorry. I make no claims to be in any way proficient at mixed games. But I enjoy them, and I'm sure I'll get better at them if I choose to continue playing them. And I think a key part of it is, I mean, especially at these low stakes, like 51 mixed games, 10-25 on the No Limit Hold'em, you've got to imagine there's going to be a bunch of players in these games that have far... I'm going to describe it without sounding arrogant. There's going to be lots of players in these games, in my opinion, that I'm just going to have a far bigger edge on, just in general, with my general poker skills and the way I approach poker, the way I think about poker. I'm going to guess I'm going to have quite a big edge on quite a lot of people at the tables, in my opinion. I think I have a decent understanding of the mechanics of most of the games, which is probably going to be a plus. That's probably enough to give you some kind of advantage over a lot of players straight away, just understanding how every game works. I think now one of my biggest weaknesses is going to be actually tracking which fucking game we're playing. I'm going to raise with this king if it falls to us. With just all these low cards out there. Oh, this guy's just called again. I mean, he's clearly not a good player. I'm going to tag him as a fish straight away. Yeah, we're still going to play hopefully play our board advantage here. Maybe get heads up against Denchback and Dackerback, sorry. And see what happens from there. Again, our board still looks pretty damn strong, so we're going to keep betting. Call with the Jack Queen. I'm not sure whether keeping bluffing here is any good. We're blocking each other a heck of a lot. I think I'm not going to keep bluffing here. Don't think he's going to work. And if he bets, we're just going to fold. He looks like the guy who isn't that into folding. We played our 6 now, which may or may not give us the best hand. I'm going to keep checking because I think Dackerback's the sort of player who isn't going to be aggressive. And now we have 2 pairs, so now we're going to bet for value. Two pairs with the kings and the sixes, as you can see. Kings and the sixes with the queens. That's our hand. In the midst we have a hidden pair. We've got all these kings and queens out. Well, all these kings. Let's start by raising our pair. And again, a lot of this play could be horrible. Please don't look at my stud game and think I'm going to do what he does, because it could be horrible. He had a king showing, but there was other two other kings out there, so the chance of him actually having a pair of kings seems pretty remote to me. So I'm going to continue value betting our pair of sixes for the time being. I don't know what to do here. I guess we'll just check. I'm going to base it on the principle. I don't think worse is going to call very often, unless he's got draws, I guess. I mean, I could have completely butchered this hand. It just didn't feel to me like continuing betting when he was calling with a king up, even though he shouldn't have a king ever because all the kings were out, or it looked like all the kings were out. I kind of got lost in that hand. I'm still playing limit store, deuce 8-7. There's no reason to play that at all. I'm trying to remember the advice from rounders when it comes to 7 stud. What does he say? Oh, I should Google it really. So it could be really cheesy. But basically, we've got to be tight. We've got to be aggressive. We only start with a pair of 8s or better, did he say? And some, you know, whatever, I can't remember now, but it was a pretty famous speech at the time from the film. If you haven't watched Rounders, by the way, and you younger guys, I'd recommend watching it. It's a really good film if you're into poker. If you're not into poker, it's probably a really shit film. But presuming anyone watching this is into poker, presuming most of you will have watched Rounders, but if you haven't, go and find it somewhere and watch it. Sure, there's lots and lots of streaming sites that you can find it on. It's not on Netflix and all that much. Do we want a 3-bet king, queen, 8-9? No, I think we'll just take a flop, I think. I don't expect to get too many folds. And then we're going to be, we're going to be bloating the pot out of position. Which doesn't seem like a good idea to me. With this exact hand. Flop 2 pair. Draw a board, we're not going to be continuing. We're going to hope maybe to see a free turn and spike a 9, which would be nice, but otherwise no. Going to raise our 3 to a flush, and our ace queen. Probably got the best hand, and if we're not, we're almost certainly a favourite against the pair at this point, I would guess. We haven't hit well on 4th Street yet, have we? Now the pair of 8s just like is probably crushing us. That instantly let out. That's kind of how it goes in stud sometimes, you know. The board changes pretty quickly, or people's boards change pretty quickly. Right, limit stud high low. Do not make a mistake with our hands. And we're just continuing to give up here with the king, queen, 8-9, and we get to win anyway. These games seem really passive, don't they? It's always nice to play in a passive game, especially when you try to learn a game. Playing in a passive game when you're trying to learn, it's really quite good because You don't want to be being put in really tough spots all the time, because it can just put you off playing the game. It's nice sometimes when you don't have a fucking clue what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing, but people are playing passively with you, so you can like learn the game without it being really, really torturous. I used to play quite a lot of like stud and raz and high-low stud. Not quite, well, that's a lie, I didn't play quite a lot, but I played it, you know, from time to time back in the full tilt days. I used to really quite enjoy it. But unfortunately, the traffic's never been there. I would really love it if traffic became a thing in mixed games. I really would. I think if anything's ever going to help mixed games take off, this is it. Wow, have we been dealt like a pat hand in deuce to 7 low ball? We just have, haven't we? I'm just going to stand pat, of course. I'm just going to keep on betting. We got no action. That's I'm going to imagine that's pretty damn rare anyway. 3-7-5. Deuce to 7 would not be. But we have 3-2-5. 3-2-7, sorry, so we're going to start by raising. Deuce to 7 would absolutely not be a strong game of mine in the slightest. I mean, calling a raise and drawing 2 cards. Well, he discarded 2 after 3 betting, which seems... I know which cards am I discarding here. Alright, make sure you're discarding the right 2. We catch a 9 and we catch a 7. Not sure he can bet again after drawing 2. Shouldn't be able to, he doesn't. And he's instantly bet 50 cents, we're obviously going to call. I'm going to discard the 7 and hope to catch. Drawing to a 9 isn't really like something I'm dead excited about, and I didn't catch what he did there, unfortunately. So now we've got a 9 low, and the fact it's deuce to 7 low ball suggests to me I think I might fucking completely fuck this hand up. I have no idea. If the deuce to 7 means you need to have like a deuce to 7, a 7 low. Probably need to study the mechanics of this game a little bit more. I don't think you do though. I just think the lowest hand wins. I think the deuce to 7 bit's just, it's in there just to because someone's got to win, haven't they? But if we all have like jack low, queen low, ace low, like king low, someone's got to win there. So we stood pat. Wow, that's shit for us. We're just going to fold now. So we found out that my deuce to 7 low ball game needs significant work. But the only way to find out these things is to play the games, isn't it, really, I guess? So ace is high in this game, I believe. So we've got 2 high cards already. So we would just kind of just be behaving ourselves in this deuce to 7, I think. 3 to a flush. And you know, bit of a low draw. Been really nice. Good. Nice to see there's no hearts out. That's quite reassuring. Not an excessive amount of low cards, so we're certainly going to call and try and catch a card on the next street. 8 of hearts wouldn't really be the card that I'd want. But king and a 10 and an ace and a queen. These guys probably aren't drawing to lows, so we're going to continue drawing to our low and hope to catch a red one as well. We've now got 4 to a low. So we certainly won't be folding. We'll be seeing the next 2 cards almost for sure, I would say. Be nice to catch heart, wouldn't it too? 3 of hearts, please, dealer. not going to bet. And we're not going to fold either. Queen of Diamonds. What a fucking thoroughly miserable card. So that's it. We're definitely drawing to a low here now. And that's it. And we're getting 4-1 on a call. No idea what the maths is here, so we'll call anyway. We do not hit our low. So now we're just going to fold because we have, what do we have? A pair of fours, is that about it? Yeah, just a pair of fours, so we'll be kissing that goodbye. I mean, we may have missed a bet there on 5th Street or whatever it was. But our board was just not threatening in the slightest. People knew it would be very easy for them to see that they'd at least have us like crushed on the high part of the draw, on the high part of the board. So we're just not going to get enough folds there to make it even worth considering betting. Well, that's how it feels to me anyway. Could be completely wrong, but that makes sense to me. Hopefully we'll get a chance to go through the whole rotation. If we haven't already during the video, I'm not sure, across the two tables. We're back to limit hold'em here, which is pretty tedious. I don't know if there's any way to see what the actual mix is. I don't feel like we played 8 games. We played like PLO, sorry, limit, no limit, PLO, PLO, high-low, Raz, Stud, high, low. That's 7 games. Oh, deuce to 7. Yeah, we've seen all the rotation on the video. I've learned that I don't like limit hold'em much. I've learned that my deuce to 7 triple draw is basic, shall we say? Basic might be a nice way to describe it. I feel I do fine in the stud games for sure, especially the split pot games. They're my favourite. Split pot games and Raz. The other games that I feel that I would probably have the biggest edge in if I played these games all the time, I'd look forward to the split pot games much more than like the Omaha High and the No Limit Hold'em. I mean, maybe we could call with the Queen of Diamonds there. Really don't know. I don't think these are the things you could mass multi-table these, could you? That'd be pretty screwed. There's probably another reason why the games might be quite good and they might have legs in the very long term. Because at the moment, as far as I'm aware, there's no tracking software for these games. As far as I know, there's not an awful lot of content out for these games. And they seem like they'd be very hard to mass table because of the all the variants I was thinking. So yeah. So we have aces here and just like the nut low draw. It's a shit board for us because we have almost no chance of winning the high part of the hand, and we could end up getting quartered here. But the fact we block ace deuce really hard, so we're just gonna keep betting. Hope to make a low and then see if we can't somehow make a high hand, which seems unlikely. So you know, we're almost certainly behind on the high hand part here, and this could be a good example of how we end up getting quartered. We have the nut low right now, but we could well end up getting quartered here, or whatever the hell it's called, where we think we've got half the pot, but we might end up chopping half the pot with another low hand. That deuce is really shit. I think it feels like it's really shit for us anyway. Yeah, and we did get quartered, did we? Did we get quartered? Yeah, We did. He got half the pot for his high hand, and then we chopped the low with the ace deuce. So it's a bit of a pisser, but whatever. Not going to be folding here with that ace 3 queen jack. In fact, we're just going to call 4-ball it just for the fucking hell of it. So we flop 2 pairs, which is, who knows, could be fun. Keep betting for value. 4 seems like a brick to me. Now we cannot win the low pot, and there's no point betting for value. It's about checking and guess calling to hope we win the high hand. Oh, what happened there? What happened there? We won the high hand and we chopped the low hand. Happy days. Happy, 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 happy days. Don't think we played a single-handed no limit hold'em yet in this rotation. We folded all, I think, would you play 6 of each, is it, I think? And we folded all 6 last time, and it looks like we folded 7 in a row. I'd rather no limit hold'em wasn't part of the mix, you know. Who wants to play no limit hold'em? Play no limit hold'em, there's millions of tables you can go and join. So yeah, we've seen all the games now through the rotation. We're probably just going to play for another few minutes, not too much longer. I've no idea when Raz is coming up again. I'd quite like to play another rotation of Raz, but I've no idea when it's coming, so I guess we're just going to go till the video gets to 40 minutes and then call it a day at that. 40 minutes is plenty long for a video. Nobody who really wants to watch 40 minutes of the video. I know I don't. Raising with the ace 9, 10, 4 seems incredibly trivial to me. And that has some high potential and a little bit of low potential. We've got backdoor everything at the moment. We've got backdoor straight draw. Well, not backdoor everything, backdoor straight draw, and we've got like a pretty shit low draw. Just going to check that back. And we're going to fold. There's not as much chance we're going to win the high, and we can't bank on winning the low, so and that'll be the end of that adventure. Raz. Right, we're going to play these 6 Raz, and then we're going to call it a video. So it might go on past the 40, well, it will go on past the 40 minutes, but when we finished our 6 hands of Raz, that will just about be that. He's got a 4 up, we've got an 8, 10, 9. Not much good can happen for us there, so we'll just fold. King 7, 5, please don't be a boring rotation of Raz. For anyone that enjoys following my channel, by the way, and thinks I haven't been making much content lately, I have been heavily busy at work. I've been heavily busy with some of like my poker mentoring commitments, and I've also been pretty like not I don't want to say heavily politically involved because I haven't been, but I've been pretty I'm just going to erase my 3. Been pretty involved in terms of like emotionally invested and like just interested in what's been happening politically lately in England, and I kind of got a bit distracted from the poker grind. Into what happens, you know, life happens sometimes, doesn't it? And we've caught really well here on 4th Street, so we're just going to presume that Shapka's going to fold, and he does. So yeah, I'm hopefully going to get more back into the poker now. Kind of, it hasn't quietened down. I mean, our country, England, is in a fucking huge mess at the minute. Politically, financially, everything is just completely fucked. So it's not going to quieten down for a while, but I think I'm past the point of like being obsessing over it like I was. So hopefully I can get my head back into poker again. I played a session last night on Sky, felt okay. Call once here because of our hidden ace deuce. Hopefully we can catch really quite well on the turn. Or Shap can catch really shit. 6 is good for us, the queen's bad for him. So it seems like a good time to bet. And we paired our jack, which is shit for us. And he gets to bet, and we probably get to fold, I would guess. Yeah, pairing the jacks really hurt us there. It's going to be hard for us to continue. 6 deuce ace. That seems like a pretty neat starting hand in Raz. Top pair and a good shot over on table 2. He just pots it, bang, look at that. No messing. I'm just going to raise my ace 6 deuce. Just bangs pot into me. Guess we're just going to fold. That jack's gives us some board advantage at least, I guess. Don't expect him to fold, but we're going to bet anyway. 6 pairs us, which is shit. But he doesn't know it pairs us. So we're going to continue betting. Raises. Which suggests to me now he clearly has 2 very low cards there, but can I fold at this point? I've got an ace deuce, I've got 2 draws, I need to catch twice, don't I? 2 draws left and I need to hit them both. And the fact I think he's probably got 2 in there blocks them a little bit, doesn't it? I guess we just hope to catch really, really good here and then just probably tap out on the... And the 4 is pretty good, so now we can check call, I guess. Just hope to hit, what, 3? 3 or a 7 or something, I guess. Oh, we hit trip 6s instead, which seems really quite shit. So we're just going to lose this pot now, I guess. Because what do we have? We have a Jack-Law. Jack-Law isn't going to butter any parsnips in this game. Pairing R5 is not nice. Wow, how many fucking 5s are there in this deck? Great, we improved to a Jack-Law with no draws remaining. He might win, who knows, he might just be paired up. And he was paired up. Happy days. Right, we're going to end the video there. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm going to continue playing and try to figure out how this fucking limit triple draw bullshit works. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about the mechanics of a game, please ask. If you have any questions about how to actually play any of these games well, probably best asking somebody else. But anyways, hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, catch up with you soon.